If you want to go fast, go alone. And that's what I did in the beginning. But if you want to go far, build a team.
All right, how did you start what is now Lewis Builders today?
You know, I started in 1995. I was like 17 and I started as a finished carpenter. And it wasn't until 1999 that I did my own first project. It was actually converting an abandoned lettuce office on my dad's farm into a house that I ended up living in and he ended up renting afterwards.
It was dilapidated. It was really aged and deteriorated. But then one day, I don't know if he woke up or what happened, but he asked me if he could remodel it. And then from there, he started working for other people when he was going to college at Cal Poly. Once he started, he put his head down and moved forward. And he wasn't changing any directions, not at all. And along that way, I think, is where he really found his life compass of in construction and building and seeing things develop.
In 2006-07, during the crash, I was able to get awarded a contract from Countrywide Home Loans, and overnight was awarded 150 contracts to basically turn over homes that had been into foreclosure so that they could go back to market for sale. And so that was the first sort of scaling point for Lewis Builders.
Can you tell us how it was in the early days?
Oh wow! In the early days, it was a little harder. John was the builder. John was the architect. John was the guy that had to create these jobs. So, and it was probably harder on him than anybody else. But I was there, right with him, planting the seed, building the foundation that we have now.
In the early years, we were grinding. I joined him at his side, and we had early morning wake-ups, 4:30 or 5 in the morning, and we'd go through the evening. We worked on many houses together, flipping the houses that we were living in to try to continue to build up and improve house by house. So John worked 7 days a week between working on our business, working in the business, and working on our personal homes.
My dad has definitely been, one of my most influential mentors in my life, and one of the most important things that he taught me from a really young age, probably too young, was the value of work ethic. I never considered myself to be the smartest person in the room, but I was always confident that I could outwork everybody in the room. And I did for many years. It wasn't about watching the clock. It was about working until the job was done. In 2016, 2017, I brought on my first two partners. One being, Kenny Boyd, who my boys lovingly call Uncle Kenny. He's become like a brother. We were doing real estate flips together, and we did a number of them successfully, and it just sort of evolved into this very natural partnership where I was the entrepreneur and of a service company, the design build professional, and what Kenny brought to the table was this brilliant financial mind, real estate, tax, and law, and so it was a really good fit together.
As my home buying business took off, I needed a contractor. And that was the core need, right? And I needed someone that not only understood construction, but design. So I could hand him the keys and come back when it was ready, so I can focus on buying the next house. As we started working together on projects, it was clear that we had similar values and also similar visions of what we were trying to create with our businesses. And I think we were both very curious about each other's businesses. Once we understood that we were aligned and started doing more projects together, it just kind of came into place where it made sense to partner on stuff.
Ladera was most certainly a turning point for us, both Kenny and I, and the company. It was something 2 times bigger than anything we'd ever done. The purchase price was right under $2 million, and we put $1 million into it. And so it was, at the time, almost a $3 million play was really big for us. And also it was sort of the first time that we had made sort of a bold move of a, organic contemporary design aesthetic in Carmel by the Sea. with a lot of hard work and risk and some luck, it was a very successful project for us, and it put us on the map.
So Ladera was a huge catalyst for us. I mean, it's what forced us to grow and just, have a big breakthrough in what we were doing. We were all in. And at that point, it's like we had to focus, and we had to get better, and we had to be able to execute this project and make it successful, because we had everything riding on the line. And I think it allowed us to showcase what John and I could do together and what John could do as a designer and create something really cool. There was a lot of big things that came together with that project and propelled us into the Carmel market and into the multi-million-dollar construction arena. And we also met Scott. That's how we met Scott on that project. Scott helped us with the landscaping and became an integral part of Lewis Builders.
Scott, Julian, and I had, a lot of the same passions as it related to making homes safe for people to age in. And we found ourselves being referred to the same projects. Kind of amazing, in my mind, connection, for both of us to start to work together.
In 2016, I met John Lewis in a laundry room of a beautiful home in Pebble Beach in Macomber Estates. And we were both there, me to help with an aging in place challenge for the client, and John as the builder. I joined John in Lewis Builders as a partner in 2017 because I shared the same vision and values and really saw the picture, the vision that John had for the future of building a design build firm, and I wanted to be part of it.
Truly, before we even formalized our partnership, Kenny and Scott and I spent hundreds of hours through super long hikes and sit-down meetings and over coffees and over beers talking about what our core values were. And it was important to me that we had 100% alignment in those core values, because then I knew that we could take on any of the challenges that lie ahead of us. And this is what we operate from today as we experience challenges, because we certainly do still experience challenges. How can we move through these while honoring our, aligned core values?
Only by taking on those partners were we able to divide up the responsibilities that one man could no longer do. And even as him and I as a team, though we were extremely powerful, the couple couldn't do as a mom and pop what we can do as the greater team we are today. And it just worked.
The next milestone was like 3 years later, after we 10x'd the business between the three of us, and I decided that I wanted to distribute some of the ownership of the company and bring on what is now a group of 10 people on our team that are on the leadership team, and they've all become partners, and so we essentially have ownership in every department of the company.
I remember when John wanted to bring on more partners and extend ownership to some of our leadership team. And again, a brilliant way for John to continue to create owner mentality out of no longer an employee, but an owner who have vested interest in the success of this company.
And then, of course, probably the most, at least recent, but likely most impactful milestone was bringing on Jay Davisson to lead an already, really accomplished, really impressive team, world-class team of design build professionals to take us to the next level.
I saw what John brought to this company. He built it from the ground up. And the character that he has and the integrity that he has and what he has instilled in the people in this company is what drew me to it. And I really love to work with people who want to grow and develop and provide exceptional products to their customers.
The top things that come to mind that I'm most proud of, first and foremost, is the team. I wish they could hear me brag about them as I travel around the nation to, other businesses like ours. I just say that's our advantage. We've got a world-class team that really cares about one another. And it's unique in that like half our team is female. I would say another thing that's kind of interesting about our team is that they don't all come just from, 30 years of construction work. They actually come from other industries, and they bring in unique perspectives that they've then learned design build on the job. But I'm just really proud of our team.
In the 8 years as a partner in Lewis Builders, we've expanded from 6 staff to 36. Everything from architects to interior designers to project engineers, project managers, carpenters, accounting team, and management services.
I wanted to help John. Number one, that was my first priority. We became great friends, and I felt the need to kind of jump in and support him. But truly, I admired the company. I admired the people within the company. I loved their energy, and I loved their passion for perfection.
We've got some really brilliant people that have created some amazing designs that I'm very proud of. Not only in, that they're aesthetically pleasing and beautiful, but they're healthy home environments for the people that live inside them. And they've been, designed and executed and built with care and concern for longevity. Also, our brand. Our brand has become very sophisticated beyond what I ever originally thought it would be.
It's really what I'm most proud of is John. And it's the marketing in the company is truly just a reflection of him. I've been able to just essentially sing the praises of what he's created, and that has been such a joy for me.
There's nothing more proud for me to be traveling down the highway and see one of John's construction signs on the side of the road. It just warms your heart.
We all need a push sometimes, to get healthier, to work on getting better at our career, our craft, or whatever it is. And this has been, my business partners and our business has been the best vehicle to facilitate that. And having that community and people are surrounding you to push you to grow is a big deal. And it's like really valuable in my life.
It's fun. It's a fun ride. I don't want to get off.
I definitely see Lewis Builders as being a legacy business in this community, and continuing to sort of lead by example in how we can build in this amazing environment of the Monterey Peninsula in a sort of coexisting way of respecting the environment and building beautiful architecture. I built this company for way more than 10, maybe even 20 years at 4:30 in the morning. While everyone else was sleeping. One may look at me now and think that I've just been very fortunate and gotten lucky, but that's as a result of just, decades of grinding and hard work. And if you're passionate about something, it's easy to do. I've been coached, I've been mentored, and I've been provided the opportunity to stand on the shoulders of people that have been down the path successfully before. I'm excited to be those shoulders for the next generation of people to lean on for advice and wisdom and resources to help them on their own journeys. We've already been able to make an impact on this community, and I think that we're just getting started. I think this team, working cohesively together, you fast forward 5-10 years from now, what we're going to be able to do is far more than any one of us could have done alone.